Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Kidzone. Hope you've had a fabulous weekend, whatever you have been up to this weekend. At the moment, it's a Monday and it's raining, but I wonder what the weather is doing for you today. Well, as you know, last week we started our new series, didn't we? Trying to figure out who is Jesus. And today we're going to be looking at that in a little bit more detail. Well, before we go any further, I think we should start with some worship. So let's stand up and join in with the Action Angels.
We will trust in God alone. We will stand upon His word, and whatever comes our way, we are strong and we are brave. His truth will be our guide through the day and the darkest night. Our God will give us strength. We are strong and we are brave, and we will stand together, stand forever. We will stand strong, standing up for God each day. We will stand strong. All right, here we go again. We will trust in God alone. We will stand upon His word, and whatever comes our way, we are strong and we are brave. His truth will be our guide through the day and the darkest night. Our God will give us strength. We are strong and we are brave, and we will stand together, stand forever. We will stand strong, standing up for God each day. We will stand strong and we will stand together, stand forever. We will stand strong, standing up for God each day. We will stand strong. Yeah, we will stand strong. We will stand strong.
Well done for worshipping along with us. And don't forget, next week, 4 o'clock, we will be either in a garden or in one of the halls at church. And it would be great to worship along with you face to face. And if we're outside, we could even sing. So let's hope it's sunny. Well, we have got our memory verse, haven't we? And this is quite a long memory verse, and it will come up on the screen. But let's see how well we know it. May you have power with all God's people to understand Christ's love. May you know how wide and long and high and deep it is. Ephesians 3, verse 18. Well done. And that is a great verse to remind us of all of the knowledge and understanding of Christ's love, of Jesus' love, how much He loves us. And that's what we're looking at this series. Well, it is now time for a silly game, isn't it? And I think it might be quite silly. So let's head on over to the kitchen and see just what Josh and I get up to today. Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Today's silly game.
Explain to them I've just come out of the shower, which is
Yeah,
why...
you smell very nice.
Oh, thank you. Stop it.
Of my shampoo.
It's the only one we have.
So, today, Josh, we are looking at Jesus and how Jesus was fully human. And because He was fully human, that means that every challenge that we face, Jesus also faced.
Okay.
Now, last night at 9 o'clock, we're sat on the sofa watching the Jeremy Clarkson farming show, which is quite funny. And Josh goes, in the co-op, right round the corner, there's a chocolate eclair. And he's like, I really want it. So, at 9 o'clock at night, Josh goes round to the co-op and buys a chocolate eclair and a choux pastry bun.
Not shoe as in your foot shoe, and it's not spelled like that either.
No,
I believe it's a French word.
it is.
C-H-O-U-X,
Yeah.
I think it is.
Shoe.
Don't know how it even gives the word shoe.
Well, it's French. So,
Shoe.
what I thought we would do today
Yes.
is we would play the temptation game.
Okay.
So,
Does anyone get to eat at the end?
maybe. Maybe not. So here is your Belgium chocolate choux bun. As you can see, here's the one that you ate last night. Here's another one. And you now have to wait.
Is this?
So,
is it, can they see the shoe bun in there?
Oh, yeah, they can see it.
Is it? Is they sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. Now you just have to wait. I'll be back in a bit.
A few moments later. A few moments later.
Oh, it smells so good. You wouldn't realise. Let's talk about the ingredients whilst we're here, just to see if this will help us. So, obviously, it's got cream in it. 43% cream. That's a lot, actually. That's almost half of that is cream. A pasteurised liquid whole egg. I don't know how do they do that.
A few moments later.
And then it's also got fortified wheat flour, which I think means they stick some like some medical stuff in it, I believe. Yeah, and then the thing that's quite funny is it's a Belgian chocolate bun, and it's only 3% Belgian chocolate. So yeah. And it also has other stuff like dextrose in it, whichever that means. But anyway, a lot of rubbish. So that means there's only one thing for it. Oh no!
Josh! No! Why did you do that? Josh! Why did you do that?
That's the end of the game.
No, it's not even yours to eat! It's mine!
Oh, that was so fun.
I wasn't gonna let you eat it! But that's mine! That was yours and that was mine! And now there's cream literally all over the kitchen, Josh. Josh! Honestly, I cannot leave you to do anything. Like there's cream all up here and all up there.
That's alright. It would take long to clean it.
It's not on the, it's
As
not
long
on
as
the
you go on the
ceiling.
ceiling, because we put that build up and stuff.
Oh, Josh! Josh!
Should we cut the recording now?
That's like...
We can still eat it.
Yeah, but it's not for you to eat, it was for me to eat.
Were you looking forward to it?
I was!
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was planning on coming back in here and eating it.
There's still the eclair.
No, I haven't eaten that one.
Huh? You've eaten the
I
eclair?
had it for breakfast.
Oh!
Well, you know, after breakfast. I had
Yeah,
porridge.
that's the post-breakfast snack.
Post-breakfast snack, you know.
Yeah, I know, I've seen
It's
that
like
one
nearly
before.
10 o'clock.
Yeah, oh, I see.
Oh.
You've eaten that. Oh, sorry, I'll buy you a replacement. I'm sorry.
Josh!
Don't worry, I'm being a good husband and cleaning up.
Yeah, but it's like, oh my days, it's literally gone everywhere.
Show them, tilt the camera. No, just a twist. It's got a twist head.
Oh yeah. So it's like, you know, there, all down this wall here, and then it's like even come round here. And how do you get it to turn on the floor?
You have to unlock it. No, this one? No.
It's even down there. It's got cream on the floor.
Cream!
Oh. Right, well, we're now going to tidy up.
But
And-
so did I pass the temptation? Because Jesus says, We have to get rid of temptation.
Yeah, no, but it doesn't mean make a mess.
Yeah, well, they won't make a mess.
Honestly, Josh. Right, okay, well, don't do this at home and see if you can not eat something nice and not make a mess. We'll see you next time. Bye! And ice cream! Literally all over the kitchen, Josh. And ice cream! Literally all over the kitchen, Josh. I'm curious, who is your favourite version of Spider-Man? There are almost as many versions of Spider-Man, apparently, as there are superheroes in the DC and Marvel universes. Yeah, you know. I'm not entirely sure because I haven't actually realised there were this many Spider-Mans, but I'm going off my facts here. Okay. But they all have a few things in common, these Spider-Mans, okay? They all have spider powers, and they are all completely human. So despite their spider senses and their super strength and ability to sling webs and climb walls, they are still fully human. They have doubts, they feel pain, they have times when they feel afraid. Every spider hero, from Peter Parker to Miles Morales, I think, to Gwen Stacy, makes mistakes. And they always struggle to get over those mistakes, just like us. Now, last week we started a new series asking some big questions about Jesus. We talked about the things that make us curious, and we started with the question, who is Jesus? And as Peter proclaimed in last week's story, Jesus is God's Son. He is the promised Saviour who came to earth to save us from our sin. It's easy to hear the answer to that question and think of Jesus as some sort of untouchable superhero. Jesus was God. He was all-powerful. He did miracles. How could Jesus possibly relate to someone like me, who makes mistakes, feels sad, and who gets afraid quite a lot? Well, if you're curious whether Jesus had real problems or not, I can assure you he did. Jesus experienced everything we do, from a scraped knee to a broken heart. The Bible records many of Jesus' most human moments too. So we can know that we're not just dealing with some superhuman personality. But let's take a look in the Bible at a time when Jesus was tempted in the wilderness. So we've got our Bibles. This is Josh's Bible. And we are in Matthew 4, verses 1 to 11. Then Jesus was led by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. After fasting, that means not eating, for 40 days and 40 nights, he was hungry. I would be hungry too. The tempter came to him and said, "If you are the Son of God, tell these stones to become bread." Jesus answered, "It is written, man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God." Then the devil took him to the holy city and set him on the highest point of the temple. "If you are the Son of God," he said, "throw yourself down, for it is written, he will command his angels concerning you, and they will lift you up in their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone." Jesus answered him, "It is also written, do not put the Lord your God to the test." Again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their splendour. "All this I will give you," he said, "if you bow down and worship me." Jesus said to him, "Away from me, Satan, for it is what written, worship the Lord your God and serve him only." Then the devil left him, and the angels came and attended him. So Jesus wasn't just tempted. He was tempted when he was weak. He had not eaten in 40 days and 40 nights. He was hungry. He was tired. It sounds pretty human to me. Now, let's skip ahead in the Bible quite a few nights. And we find here that Jesus was betrayed, to see how Jesus handled his last few hours of freedom on earth. So this is now in Matthew 26, verses 36 to 46. Then Jesus went with his disciples to a place called Gethsemane, and he said to them, "Sit here while I go over there and pray." He took Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee along with him, and they began to be sorrowful and troubled. Then he said to them, "My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death. Stay here and keep watch with me." Going a little further, he fell with his face to the ground and prayed, "My Father, if it is not possible, may this cup be taken from me. Yet not as I will, but as you will." Then he returned to his disciples and found them sleeping. "Couldn't you men keep watch with me for 1 hour?" he asked Peter. "Watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak." He went away a second time and prayed, "My Father, if it is not possible for this cup to be taken away unless I drink it, may your will be done." When he came back, he again found them sleeping, because their eyes were heavy. So he left them and went away once more and prayed the 3rd time, saying the same thing. Then he returned to the disciples and said to them, "Are you still sleeping and resting? Look, the hour has come, and the Son of Man is delivered into the hand of sinners. Rise, let us go. Here comes my betrayer." Now, how superhero is that? Jesus was afraid. He knew he was about to be betrayed, abandoned, rejected, and ultimately killed. He was going to suffer unbelievable pain. Jesus went through it all because it was God's plan. But he begged his heavenly Father for another way. If Jesus didn't feel pain, why would he even ask God to make another way to save the world? Jesus knew all of our emotions. He felt grief when his friend Lazarus died. He was so sad about that. He felt frustrated when the Pharisees refused to listen to his teachings. He felt deep sadness when Judas betrayed him. He felt loneliness when all but one of his disciples abandoned him. Jesus was fully human. He knew all of our pain, our fear, our frustration, and our sadness. And through it all, he was still God's Son, and he never sinned. You see, Jesus never sinned, but he knew how it felt to be tempted. Jesus never sinned, but he felt frustrated, scared, alone, and sad. Jesus laughed, he cried, he felt the pain of a broken heart and the pain of a physical torment. He suffered as much as any criminal ever did in his time, even though he never committed a crime. Yet Jesus was God's Son, and he knew exactly how it felt to be human. Why does this matter, do you think? Well, because we need comfort. Or when we need comfort, it helps to know our comforter knows how we feel. We take comfort watching Spider-Man go through his ups and downs because they mirror our ups and downs in our lives. We take comfort from our parents because they remind us over and over again that they've been where we are and they've experienced life as a kid. We can find comfort in Jesus, knowing whatever struggles we face, he's already faced them as well. Jesus is not some faceless, emotionless super being sitting on high, looking down on us. He is a man who tripped over stones, scraped his knee, and got splinters working with his dad in the carpentry shop. He knew sorrow and grief. He knew rejection and the pain of a broken heart. He suffered the broken promises of friends, and still, somehow, he managed to forgive even those who put him to death. Jesus knows every time we have pain, both physical and emotional, and he will always be there to comfort us when we need it. So did Jesus have real human problems? You bet he did. And he went through all of them so that he could be the best comforter, the best friend that we will ever know. And so whatever hurt you are going through, whatever you've been upset by this week, give it to Jesus and he will meet you where you are because he's been there and he will give you peace. And so we're going to do that right now. And so grab a piece of paper and a pen and why don't you write some things down that have really upset you this week. Maybe somebody was nasty to you or said something mean, or maybe you got frustrated at something. Or maybe you've got a physical wound or if something's wrong with your physical body that you need healing from, and maybe that's causing you a lot of pain. Well, let's write down all of those things and then let's spend some time in our family praying to God, saying, Jesus, thank you that you have been through all of this for us. And yet you still didn't sin and you still forgive us and you forgave the people that did wrong against you. So go ahead, pause the video and come on back when you're ready. Jesus truly has done some amazing things for us, hasn't he? Even though he was God's son, he is God's son, and he was fully human, he still had all the feelings that we have, but he didn't sin. Well, some questions are now going to pop up on the screen, and so why don't you take some time to talk through this story in your families or take a picture and use them later on in the week. Well, I hope you had a good chat in your families. And it is now time for our final song. So let's stand up and join in.
I can do anything. I can do all things. 'Cause it's you who gives me strength. Nothing is impossible through you. Blind eyes are open. Strongholds are broken. I am living by faith. Shout it out. Nothing is impossible. Come on, let's dance.
Well, it has been great to be with you today. I hope you have had lots of fun and have learnt that Jesus really was human. He had real human problems, just like we do. Yet Jesus never sinned. So I hope you can have a really great week this week, whatever you get up to. And remember, when that challenge comes your way, ask Jesus to help you through it, because Jesus has been through a challenge or a situation just like that, and he knows exactly what to do. Hope you have a lovely week, and we'll see you next time. Bye. And now there's cream literally all over the kitchen, Josh. And now there's cream literally all over the kitchen, Josh.